Greetings, this is William Jackson, CEO of My Quest to Teach and MetaverseWP, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. My wife Aida and I welcome everyone to this presentation. We are thankful to be able to participate again in the LnD Africa event of 2025. Today, I will be speaking about using AI to magnify the creativity of African girls and boys for future careers. And this is very important because Africa, not only is it the second largest continent on our planet, but it's the continent that has the largest growth of young people between the ages of 18 and 35. This influences the integration of technology. And we're going to have a slight discussion and at the end, questions, if anyone has questions about the relevancy of technology with youth, teens, and young adults across the continent. So I wanted to point out Africa is the world's second largest continent, stands at the threshold of a technological renaissance powered by its youth, teens, and young adults. With over 60% of its population under 25 and a rapidly growing workforce, Africa's boys and girls are uniquely positioned to become the digital innovators and creative leaders of tomorrow. They are harnessing artificial intelligence, or AI as some of us know it. It's the key to magnifying their creativity, unlocking innovation, and propelling Africa towards superpower status. The irony is that Africa started the technological journey with Africa's as looking at the astronomers, the sea merchants navigating the global seas centuries ago, and developing structures that are envied by people all over the world and admired. From the Egyptians to the Moors to the creativity of the Kenyans and the innovation for those in Morocco and South Sudan. Across the continent, there is the growth and development of technological wonders throughout history. From Kush to other cultures we may never know about that have crossed through time. Before AI, there was writing, complex math, and artistic creativity that we should never forget. That would have stymied Michelangelo, Rembrandt, and other European artists. Creativity, innovation, imagination, and collaboration, and the cooperation ability arguably started on the continent of Africa. Africa is not a country. Africa is a continent of cultural and environmental diversity and beauty. The beauty so abounds that Europeans and Asians alike always and have been growing jealous and fearful of the great potential that Africa is, has, and maintains. With that being said, technological growth across the continent is so evolutionary. In some ways, with AI, surprisingly, it is not recognized as starting across the continent. The intellectual abilities of Africans outshines the world because of the unique challenges of building empires that have happened through the centuries. Empires across Africa that have dwarfed the empires that have been in Europe and Asia. AI, as we recognize it, is a natural progression that is already bridging gaps that once limited access to quality education and business opportunities, especially in marginalized communities across Africa, where access may be denied because of distance or infrastructure issues. But it's important to understand that initiatives like those that have been created that are growing across the continent are helping bring communities into the developmental process and growing very quickly in empowering youth, teens, and young adults. So, just as an example, in Kenya, for example, AI powered tools are enabling youth to acquire new digital skills, explore novel career avenues, and even break cycles of poverty. In Nigeria, Farmers are using AI tools to develop strategies when to plant crops, when to harvest crops, and also how to fight diseases. In South Africa, multiple companies and multiple businesses are using the collaborative ability of AI to run their cities, to manage power, to manage the developmental ecosystems that are ongoing. In Morocco, education is being enhanced because students need to understand how to think critically, evaluate the challenges that they are experiencing, and be able to work together to solve issues, challenges, and problems. In a quote by Alexander Emanuel, Africa's future hinges on mastering AI, not just to keep pace with the world, but to overcome systemic challenges, empower its youth, and shape solutions uniquely tailored to its needs. The needs of Africans are unique than other places in the world. Without AI literacy, the continent risks being a consumer rather than a creator in the digital age, missing opportunities to transform and change the intersection between humans and technologies. The works of CEO William Jackson, myself, and my wife of MetaverseWP are building the first metaverse ecosystems that includes all of Africa in an immersive and interactive environment. This is necessary for the modern age youth, teens, and young adults to work together in VR environments that allow for collaboration, cooperation, and strategically building the ecosystems that are needed for business and education to blend. Empowering and inspiring young Africans to become the creators, not just consumers of technology. Programs that are being developed foster a culture of exploration, problem solving, and digital entrepreneurship that is needed to help move Africa into its rightful place as a digital superpower. AI's impact goes beyond individual empowerment. Across the continent, young innovators are applying AI to solve engineering issues and challenges. They are also addressing environmental concerns as well. AI's impact goes beyond individual empowerment, but it integrates young entrepreneurs and young innovators into improving literacy and numeracy through adaptive learning apps, revolutionizing data management, and expanding financial access to underserved communities. There's also the driving force of sustainable agriculture and manufacturing. Dr. Kai-Fu Lee, an entrepreneur in AI, has stated that data is the new oil, and Africans are learning that their data is valuable and important, not just sharing with anyone from the West or the East or the North or the South, but using the data that they accumulate to build what they need to see. These continental solutions are tailored to Africa's unique context, ensuring relevance and scalability. AI can allow those millions of Africans that are disabled and handicapped and challenged, even with mental challenges, to build their creativity and innovation and allowing their imaginations to be purposeful and powerful. Just as the writer Chinua Achebe, who is the grandfather of writing, has stated, until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. AI magnifies the lion and his family to be the creators, developers, builders, and achievers. For African girls and boys, AI is a imagination creative multiplier. It enables them to turn ideas and imaginations into reality, collaborate across borders, and compete globally. By integrating AI into education and agriculture, manufacturing, e commerce, healthcare, and even finance, this builds communities of empowered young people that can address multiple issues. Youth can address pressing challenges, drive economic growth, and build resilient communities. Digital natives They are already shaping the continent's AI future, setting infrastructures and inclusive innovation for girls and boys. Africa's young population can harness AI to transform the continent into a global powerhouse and superpower, as I've said. With so many advancements and so many opportunities, it is now more than ever possible for the youth, teens, and young adults of Africa, inclusive of all of Africa, to be able to collaborate and work together. No more addressing the past issues that have kept Africa down or slowed down its progress, allowing the young people to take the lead in the development of a continent that is long overdue to be a superpower and a powerhouse of the world. Wale Soyinka, a Nobel laureate, views technology with a perspective of evaluation, acknowledging its potential for both progress and misuse. Solinka emphasizes the importance of using technology to enhance good governance, promote development, and combat corruption. He cautions against blindly adopting technology without considering its impact on African values, languages, cultures, and national and continental independence. Since 2017, the companies My Quest to Teach and MetaverseWP, which I am the proud CEO, with the help of my wife and assistance of her background and knowledge in the arts, have sponsored over 600 youth, teens, and young adults to attend conferences across the continent of Africa. These technology engagements and involvement in technology is key and important because in many cases, many of the youth, teens, and young adults do not have the monetary resources, nor do their parents or families, to allow them to attend these wonderful and creative conferences. Conferences that are in Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, and South Africa, Egypt, and Morocco. We are proud to support these wonderful endeavors to allow the growth and development of technology across the continent that we love so much. I think that looking at the past authors of the world, like Wally Soyinka and Chinua Achebe, as Soyinka has stated, sometimes I think the inventor of the internet should be decorated, given the key to the cities, put on a white horse, and then hung from the nearest lamppost. Interesting enough, the use of technology and the internet, as he said, is a challenge because of the good and the bad it creates. Technology for the internet to be effective, technology for Africans should set a vision that may inspire current and future African leaders and allow time to empower the youth to be intellectual leaders for the future and of the future of Africa. Stated by myself several times that the growth of Africa can be seen in the growth of educational, economic, business development, commerce, and importantly, understand that Africa can only be as strong as the poorest African nation. With the 56 nations that are there, and arguably some people say 57 or 55, it has been a blessing that technology has crossed the continent at such a rapid pace because the use of mobile technology. Africa, the beautiful, wonderful, blessed continent, has integrated technology in many creative and imaginative ways and cannot afford to keep its youth, teens, and young adults hidden, disrupted, unsupported, and unawares of their great potential to make significant changes across the continent and around the world. We must never forget the disabled, the handicapped, physically challenged, and even mentally challenged youth, teens, and young adults across the continent. They continue to need our help, our support, and access to resources to help them contribute to the growth of their neighborhoods, communities, nations, and the continent. Our hope and prayer is that the information shared here, although brief, has been inspiring, encouraging, and motivating, and we look forward to working to help to continue Africa to keep rising. God bless.